You might want to mute Annie because it keeps switching to her screen. Oh, there you go.
Yep. Okay, there we go. All right, good morning. Let's start on our block. We're going to start on our head and neck.
Can you see me or hear me? Here I am.
I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Okay, well, I'm here. Hi, everybody. Okay.
Good morning. Nice to hear you.
Okay, well, I am here.
All right, sweetie. So we're going to start on our block.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So, starting sitting up, let's take 5 slow, deep breaths. And then let your arms hang at your side. And let's start by rolling your shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to take our left hand into your right armpit pectoral and then pull down on that a couple of times. Pinching and pulling and pinching and pulling and pinching and pulling and pinching and pulling. And then take your right hand, attachment, pinch and pull, pinch and pull, pinch and pull, pinch and pull, pinch and pull. Good. Then you're going to hook into your collarbone and push down between the bone and the softness of your scalenes in your throat. Pushing down, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. You could even pat it if it's too tight and it hurts to push. Patting, yep, just kind of getting movement through there. And then we're going to go up into our jaw and massage small circles in your jaw, and then moving down your jaw to the bottom of that sort of corner where your jaw kind of turns into your chin, and then back up again. And then little circles along your cheekbones towards your nose. And then go on top of the cheekbones, under your eyes, back out to the outer edge of your cheekbones. And then down towards the bottom of your jaw. And then we're going to go from under your ear, where your ear and your jaw kind of connect. And you're going to just push down 3 or 4 times. Good. And then we're going to take our fingers from under your jaw down your throat. Just kind of pulling down, go back to the back of your neck and then pull forward and down. And then under your throat and under your chin. Good. And then shake out your fingers, rotate through your wrists. Good. And then the other way. Good. And then rotate your elbows with your hands pointing downward. And then the other way. Good. And then reach your arms out in front of you. Loose fists, rotate again. And then the other way. Keeping your arms parallel with your shoulders, you're going to bend your elbows, cross your elbows, and then rotate out. So big circles, keeping your elbows parallel with your shoulders. And then we're going the other way. Good. And then relax your arms and your shoulders and let's start rotating through your head. Slow, gentle rotations. Make those circles a little bit bigger, really leaning to the side, opening the front of your throat, other side, and then tucking in your chin. Big movements. And now as you rotate, open and close your mouth. And just feel, how does it feel when you rotate and open and close your mouth? Good, and then come back to center and pause for a moment. Take 2 breaths. Good, and then let's rotate the other way. Slow, gentle little circles to begin with. And making them a little bit bigger. Bigger circles still, and then move your jaw from side to side and see what happens and how that feels. Two more rotations. And last one. And come back to center. And then lift your shoulders and let them drop. And lift and drop. And one more. Lift and drop. Now we're going to add on. We're going to lift, drop, and shake out your arms. Lift and shake out your arms. Lift and shake out your arms. One more. Lift and shake out your arms. So we've worked on all the lymph. Okay, we've released lymph and toxin from our brain down our throat. That's what all of this stuff was to begin with. All right, gentle twist to your right. Moving into the trapezius and the stomach. Twisting again to your right, looking over your right shoulder. Twisting to your left, looking over your left shoulder. And again, one more time. And now we're going to add on a fascial release. So you're going to twist your torso to your right and drop your tailbone so your low back is nice and straight. Twist your ribs as far to your right as possible and then turn your head to your left. And then take your bottom jaw to your right and your eyes to your left. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And come back to center. Twist to your left. Feel both sits bones rooting into your block for your low back, nice and long. Lift up through the front of your body, twist, and then turn your head to the right, bottom jaw to the left, eyes to the right, 3 deep breaths. And bring everything back to neutral. Inhale, deep breath in. And exhale, a deep breath out. And then rounding your back, tucking in your chin, tucking in your tailbone. And then arching your back and opening your throat. Rounding your back, tucking in your chin. Arching your back, open your throat. One more time, round your back, tuck in your chin. Arch your back, open your throat. And back to neutral and over to your right, reaching that left arm up and over. And then over to your left, reaching your right arm up and over. Again, over to your right. Hold here, and now take that left arm and reach it back. Arch your tailbone, lift your chest, breathe here. And then let's rotate through that left wrist for 3, 2, 1, other way, 3, 2, 1, and up and over to the other side. Start by just opening the right side of your rib cage and your waist. And then reach that arm back, arch your tailbone back, lift your chest. And rotate through that right wrist. 3, 2, 1, other way, 3, 2, 1, and back to neutral. Good. We're gonna come off our block and have your feet out in front of you. Dropping your knees to your right, lift up and twist your torso, looking over your right shoulder. So now getting deeper into the psoas, rotate your knees to your left, lift up and twist. So all those upper shoulder, rib cage muscles connect down through the psoas, through the stomach into the pelvis. And so now we're moving down our body. Good, this time tuck your tail under, squeeze that left glute tight, twist. Keep tucking under, keep lifting your chest. Breathe here for 2 more breaths. Release the pelvic tilt, rotate to your left. Tuck your tailbone under as tight as you can and twist. Keep tucking under, keep twisting, keep breathing as we move lower into the bottom of our iliopsoas and psoas connectors. Release, rotate to the right before you twist, arch your tailbone back as much as you can. Lift your chest and then twist. Keep focusing on that, arching the tailbone back, opening up the front of that right hip flexor. Release the arch, rotate to your left, arch your tailbone back again, lift your chest, and rotate, focusing on that arching of the tailbone. Arch it back as much as you can, and then release and rotate. And now you're going to open your legs, not a wide straddle position, a shallow straddle position, focusing on the feet staying flexed the entire time. So feet to your right, lift your left hip, lift up and gentle twist to your right. Rotate back, feet stay flexed, lift your right hip up and rotate to your left. And again. Now this time we're going to feet flex, rotate that left hip forward, and then squeeze that left glute tight, tuck your tail under, and twist to your right. Keep tucking under, keep tucking under. Both feet are flexed and twisting your ribs. Then release the tension in the glutes, rotate back around, lift the right hip up, tuck that right glute under, tuck your tail under, lift your ribs, twist to your left. Keep tucking that tail under, keep squeezing that glute tight, and release, rotate, and then we're gonna arch our tailbone back as much as you can, and then twist, gentle, be careful with your back. Keep arching and twisting, 1 more breath, release the arch, rotate to your left, arch your tailbone back again, and twist. Keep arching, release, come back to center. And then both legs extending forward into a straight back forward fold. So one of the things that I think is most important for posture is to remember that we're holding ourselves up with the front of our body. And so pushing your ribs upward with your stomach is not possible if you're sucking your belly in. Sucking your belly in creates this movement. So you want to push your belly out and then up, and then rise up through the sternum. I think this is the most important musculature to recognize and really create a muscle memory. Hold. So every time you come into your first forward fold, think about pushing your chest away from your hips and then hinging forward. Pushing your tailbone back. Let's hold this for 3, 2, 1, and then relax yourself, relax your shoulders, relax your stomach. Let your head drop forward. And then use your breath, breathing deeply into the back of your body, focusing on letting your head drop and relax. Big breath in, big breath out. Do whatever would feel good, like move your head around, move your shoulders around. Hold for 2 more breaths. And then we're going to walk our body over to your left, pushing down into your right hip. And then walk your shoulders over to your right, pushing down into your left hip. And then come back to center. And we're going to move into our calves. So taking out one block at level 1 to the top of your mat, and then level 3 in front of that block. We're going to take your left foot back, and you're going to bring your right heel as close to your right sits bone as you possibly can, and then lean your chest into that left thigh, opening up the calves. Good, and then the other side. Bringing your left heel as close to your sits bone as possible, and then leaning your chest into that thigh, dropping your heel, breathing meaningful breaths. Good, and then take that knee back. You're going to face your blocks and place the arch of your right foot into the wedge of your block. And then you're going to bend into that knee, pushing your chest into that thigh, taking your hands to your level 3 block. So push down with your chest, take all your weight into that heel, and then tuck your left toes under. Now we're going to be using our balancing muscles to lengthen through both legs. And you could hop your left foot forward so your heel's on the ground. And to begin with, we're just going to let our back be rounded and really focus on the back heel, pushing you forward. And as that back heel pushes you forward, lift your chest, using your stomach to push your chest forward. And then slowly work on straightening your right leg. So take your time to do that. This is our first forward fold. Standing forward fold. Good, and now you're going to take that left foot forward and parallel with your right ankle. And then start leaning your hips to the right. Big breath in, big breath out, big breath in, big breath out. One more big breath. All right, we're gonna stand up and take your hands to your hips. And then you're taking that right foot and you're tucking your toes under behind you and then moving the heels from side to side. And then you're gonna come up on your very tippy toes. And as unpleasant as this sounds, you wanna mash your toes, rotating, getting as much movement through the bones of your toes as you can get. So you're scrunching those toes on the yoga mat and then the other way. Just getting as much movement through the arch of the foot and the toes. Good. And release. And then we're going to get back down on our mat. We're going to take our left foot to your left block and then hands to your hand block, pushing your chest down into that left heel via your thigh. And then we're going to tuck our right toes under and lengthen through both legs. Taking your time to get your right heel to the floor. Make sure you feel well balanced with your legs. So if your feet are in one line, then that's going to make it very difficult to stand in a balanced position. So open that right foot out to the right and then push into that heel. And then use your stomach muscles to extend your rib cage forward. Shoulder blades down your back, breathing deeply through your nose. Work on lengthening through that left leg. And then we're going to bring your right foot parallel with your left, leaning your hips to the left. And breathing, focusing on your breath, focusing on opening up the spaces that feel tight. One more big breath. And let's stand up, taking your hands to your hips. And then this time you're tucking your left toes under back behind you and moving your heel from side to side, opening up the top of your toe box. And then we're coming up on your tippy toes and mashing the toes, rotating through the feet, trying to get as much movement through the toes and the top of the foot and the arch of the foot, and then the other way. Good. And then let's go back down onto our hands and knees. And I think one of the most important things is to create flexion in the spine, especially cow pose. So let's go into our cow pose and open your sits bones outward. So you're using those outer hip muscles to open that out. As soon as you open your sits bones out, lift your tailbone and feel that openness for the sacrum. Push your belly to the floor, reach your sternum forward, shoulders back, open your throat, hold for 3 breaths. Good, and then we're gonna round our back into your cat pose, tuck your tail under, tuck in your chin, think about your mid-spine reaching for the ceiling. And then come into a neutral spine, pointing your tailbone straight back. Reach your left leg back and your right arm forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Left arm forward, right leg back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it down. Drop your hips and inhale into your upward dog. And exhale into your child's pose. And then we're going to do 4 more of those. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, child's pose. And then we're going to inhale all the way up and forward into our Sphinx pose, dropping your hips, taking your elbows under your shoulders, having your palms elbow width apart. Splay open your fingers and then squeeze your bum, pushing your pubic bone into the floor. Pull your ribcage forward, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your chin, and then push into your hands. Breathe here for 3 breaths. And then tuck in your chin, let your head drop down, relax your hips, and move your head from side to side. And then extend your left arm out to the left. Bend your right knee, open that right knee back behind you and open up through the front of that left shoulder, pectoral attachment. Breathing deeply for 2 more breaths. And then roll into your stomach. Extend your right arm out to the right, bending your left knee, and roll onto your right side, lifting that left knee and opening up through your right shoulder and pectoral attachment. And then roll back onto your stomach. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Squeeze your elbows in towards your body using your back muscles. And then lift your right leg up as you inhale up into a cobra. And then drop your right leg, keep your chest up, left leg up. Keep lifting your chest, squeezing your elbows in. And then right leg up and down. Left leg up and down. Right leg up and down, left leg up and down, right. Lift your chest a little bit more, right, down, left, up, left, down, 2 more, right, down. Lift your chest as high as you can, left, down. Relax your head to the floor, bend your knees and rock your feet from side to side. And then extend both arms overhead with your arms shoulder width apart. And we're going to lift our right arm and left leg up and down. Left arm, right leg up and down. Left leg, right arm up and down. Right leg, left arm up and down. Right arm, left leg up and down. Left arm, right leg up And down, right arm, left leg, up and down. Last one, left arm, right, down, right arm, left, down. Bend your knees and rock your feet from side to side. Release your legs to the floor. Have your palms face up beside your body. Lift your legs up, lift your chest up, and then lift your arms up. And we're gonna lift your chest as high as you can, squeeze your butt, and now lift your hands to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, bend your knees, and rock your feet from side to side. Good, hands under your shoulders, elbows squeezing in tight, knees together. And inhale, lift your legs, lift your chest, elbows in. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up, squeeze your knees together. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release down. 3 more. 1 and 2 and 3. Bend your knees and rock your feet from side to side. And then we're going to take our hands underneath our shoulders, inhaling upward dog and exhaling child's pose, bringing your knees close together, hips back, and relax all the muscles in your low back that we just worked and strengthened. Big breath in, big breath out. Good. And then we're going to tuck our toes under to downward facing dog. So, downward dog in certain parts of India is called the fountain of youth. And the reason why is that it's actually an inversion. So if you think about your tailbone reaching for the ceiling and every other vertebra just hanging down from there, there's no stress on the spine. And then open your collarbone and your shoulders really wide and feel every finger and every part of your hand on the floor. And then focus on your heels dropping down and your toes being light, not pushing your toes, but keeping them open. Hold for 1 more breath. And then let's drop our knees really wide, toes touching back into your child's pose. And we're going to grab a block and we're going to take it at level 3. So the highest level it can go. Left elbow to your block, left hand to your shoulder, and chest towards the floor. And then breathe deeply. And then right elbow to your block, right hand to your shoulder, and chest towards the floor. Mhm. Good, and then release. And then we're gonna roll onto our back. And we're going to take a block underneath. Oh, first we're gonna do some bridges. So bridges, I think everybody should do at least once a week. I actually think 2 or 3 times a week, but whatever you can fit in. So knees 6 inches apart, ankles under your knees 6 inches apart, and we're gonna lift our hips 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then the next most important thing is we're gonna roll onto your left side and we're gonna do some clamshells. So clamshells are the muscle that we would use in clamshell is right in the hinge of the hip. And it's really hard to do exercises that strengthen that muscle because the glutes and the quads tend to take over, which is why clamshells are almost the only thing that really, really targets that one spot. So we're going to do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then you're going to reach your right leg forward. You're going to kick up 2 times, and then we're going to kick back 2 times, and kick up 2 times, and kick back 2 times. So again, using the same muscle through the full range of motion, trying to get your leg as far forward and as far back. And we've got 4 more. 1, kick back, 2, kick back, 3, kick back, and 4, kick back. Now we're going to step that right foot in front of your left knee, pointing your right knee up to the ceiling, and then we're going to twist to look back over your right shoulder. And then think about arching your tailbone back. Good. Let's hug our knees into your chest. And then roll on to the other side. Knees bent, feet glued together, lifting that left knee into our clamshells. And the more your shoulders are stacked and your spine is straight, the more this is really just targeting that one spot in your body. The rest of your body should be pretty relaxed. So all our blood flow is going to go into that left hip. And so you want to keep breathing, nice, slow, deep breaths. Good. We're going to do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, going through the full range of motion. Move anything out of the way that you might kick. And kicking 2 times forward and 2 times back. 2 times forward, 2 times back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Step that left foot forward in front of your right knee and twist back to look over your left shoulder. Think about arching your tailbone back. Good. Roll onto your back, hug both knees into your chest. And let's take your right ankle to your left thigh, hug your left thigh into your chest, getting into that outer quad muscle, outer glute muscle. And then the other side, left ankle on your right knee. Good, and then take both feet to the floor, grab your block, lift your hips, place your block underneath your sacrum, and then hug your right knee into your chest, bringing your left foot close to the block. Good. If a half happy baby pose is a possibility for you, feel free to do that. And then the other side, right foot as close to your block as possible. Hug your left knee into your chest. Push down into that right foot. Lift your tailbone and bring that left knee to your left shoulder. Good. And then extend both legs up towards the ceiling. I feel like an inversion or any form of your legs going up is so healthy every single day. So just taking even just a couple of minutes to lie down and take your legs on the couch or up the wall or up a chair, up a refrigerator. It doesn't matter where it is, but legs up is so good for so many reasons, for our legs, for our feet, for our digestive system, for our blood flow. Rotate through your ankles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heading into the knee joints. Bend your knees so that you have two 90-degree angles in your legs. And then we're rotating through our knee joints, but keep your ankles 6 inches apart and your knees 6 inches apart. 3, 2, good. 2 more. Last one. And then let your knees just drop in towards your chest, holding onto your block. So basically, it's like a supported child's pose, lifting your tailbone, allowing your low back to lengthen. And then take your feet to the floor, bring the bottoms of your feet together with your knees, dropping open. Close your eyes, relax your legs, relax your feet, relax your stomach, relax your face and your shoulders and neck. And then bring your knees back up to center and extend your legs down your mat. And walk your feet back towards your block, lift your hips, remove your block, and rock your knees from side to side. And then open your feet as wide as your mat and rock your knees from side to side. Drop both knees to your right and take your right ankle up onto your left thigh. Tuck your tail under, push your tailbone forward and look over your left shoulder. Two more breaths. Take your right foot to the floor, drop both knees to your left, and left ankle up onto your right thigh. Look back over your right shoulder, tuck your tail under. One more big breath. Release your left foot to the floor. And we're going to extend both legs up towards the ceiling, taking your right knee over your left knee, and then grab onto your ankles and pull your knees towards your chest. So we're getting into that attachment for the right hamstring, that outer hamstring attachment right by the sits bone. And then the other side. Left knee over your right knee, grab onto your ankles, pull your knees towards your chest. Good. Extend your right leg down your mat. Left knee is bent. Left knee across your body into a spinal twist. And then the other side. Straighten your left leg. Bend your right knee. Take your right knee across your body to the left. And look back over your right shoulder. Roll onto your back. Hug both knees into your chest. And then come into a happy baby pose. And then release your legs down your mat. Palms face up, tuck your shoulders under, rock your head from side to side. And then come back to a neutral spine, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then let yourself be still. As much as I think movement, strength, and stretching is so important, I also really think that silence and stillness is equally important to bring balance into our very verbal, quick moving pace, to just settle into a quiet space of stillness, really being with yourself on the inside, letting your breathing relax, letting your body relax. And even though your mind is going to continue having all kinds of thoughts coming and going, let those thoughts come and go at their own pace. Don't try to make them stop. Don't try to relate to your thinking. Instead, relate to the space around your thoughts, which is a totally different perspective within your own self. Just feel yourself looking around inside of your own self with curiosity and no judgment. And then roll onto your right side. Pause for a moment on your right side in a position of gratitude. And even if there's such a long list of difficulties, there's also a time to really put effort into creating another list of gratitude. Maybe you're grateful for your breath, the sunshine, for this moment. And slowly sit up to a comfortable position and close your eyes. And once you're seated and your eyes are closed, you're going to take your right hand to your nose and you're going to block your left nostril, inhaling through your right nostril. Hold both closed. Exhale through your left nostril. Inhale left. Hold both closed. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold both closed. Exhale left. Inhale left. Hold both closed. Exhale right. Inhale right. Hold both closed. Exhale left. Inhale left. Hold both closed. Exhale right. Relax your hands. Inhale through both. Hold your breath in, relaxing your body. And exhale all the breath out. And hold it out, relaxing your body. And then inhale and exhale in whatever fashion feels comfortable for your body with your eyes closed. Inhale, repeat to yourself, I'm inhaling. And exhale and repeat, I'm exhaling. Inhale and exhale. 4 more slow, deep breaths following from the beginning to the end for 4 more breaths. And then let your breathing just breathe itself. Notice your quiet stillness. And just be with that quiet stillness. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Thank yourself for all that you are. Stay.
Thank you, Ori.